All right, hi guys, this is Miss Best. Today's video is going to be about frequency tables. Frequency tables are just tables that show the totals for categorical data. Categorical data is just like categories, so it can be colors, cars, subjects. Anything that's not of numerical value is a category. So frequency tables can show the categories and how often that category occurs. So say you were surveying your classmates and you were surveying their eye color. Your categories would be the different eye colors that you have in your classroom. For instance, brown, hazel, blue, green, things like that. Frequency tables can show frequency or percentages. Okay, and to get a percentage, you have to take the frequency and divide it by the total amount that you have surveyed. And to get the frequency, say if your table is showing you a percentage and you need to get the frequency, you take the total and multiply it by the percentage that's in your table. All right, so let's get into an example. Here we have a group of students who are surveyed to see whether they prefer science, language arts, or math. The results of the survey are shown in the table below. So here we have males and females that were surveyed, and we have three subjects: science, language arts, and math. Each number represents how many of that group preferred that subject. Okay, so for instance, in this cell right here, 12 would represent 12 males that prefer science. Okay, same thing here. This 24 would represent 24 females that prefer science. Okay, and so on and so forth for language arts and math. So now we need to decide which statement correctly describes the trend in this data. So before we get to that, I want to extend on the table that we already have because it gives us a lot of information, but it doesn't give us the totals. And totals are key to figuring out percentages. So let's go ahead and extend the table so that we have the totals of all the students that like science, language arts, and math, and the totals for the males and the females. All right, so I'm just making another little table right here. Okay, M stands for males, F stands for females, and then I'm going to add a row, okay, for totals. All right, then up at the top, I need my subjects. I have science, language arts, okay, and math, okay, and then I'm going to make another column for totals. All right, so in the top two rows are going to be the same that they are up here. There are 12 students that like, there are 12 males that like science, 24 females that like science. Language arts, there are 22 males that like language arts and 11 females that like language arts. And for math, there are equal amounts of males and females that like math. All right, so now this bottom row needs to get filled in with the totals. So the total for science is 36. 12 plus 24 is 36. The total for language arts is 33. 22 plus 11 is 33. And the total for math is 30 because 15 plus 15 is 30. All right, so now the final column, the totals, those are going straight across. So 12 plus 22 plus 15 gives me 49. So that means there are 49 males that were surveyed. And 24 plus 11 plus 15 is 50. So there were 50 females surveyed. And then all together, I add them all up. 49 plus 50 is 99. And if I add going across the bottom, that also gives me 99. So there were 99 total students that were surveyed. All right, so now I'm going to use my answer choices to let me know what percentages I need, because I may not need to calculate all of the different percentages, and it may get a little bit messy creating another percentage table for this. All right, so I'm just going to use my answer choices to tell me what percentages I need. So answer choice A says about 25% of the students who preferred language arts are female. So I'm looking at language arts because that's the category I'm talking about. Okay, so language arts. All right, so I'm going to make a little miniature table down here just for language arts. Okay, but I'm going to make it a percentage table. All right, so the percentage of males that like language arts is going to be 22 divided by 33, which is going to give me approximately 0.67, which is 67%. Okay, for females, I'm going to take 11, divide that by 33. Okay, and that's going to give me approximately 0.33, which is 33%. Now our answer choice says that 25% of the females preferred language arts. So A is incorrect. All right, now the second one, B, says about 45% of the male students preferred language arts. So I have to look at all of the males. Okay, now that's the category I'm talking about, the males. So I'm looking at this row right here. Okay. All right, and it says that 45% of the male students preferred language arts. So I'm looking at males, and the frequency that I should be looking at is the language arts. So out of 49 males, okay, there were 22 that preferred language arts. So that would be 22 over 49, okay, which is going to give me 0.45, okay, or 45%. Okay, so B is correct. All right, let's go to one more example. If you guys have questions about that example, please post them on Edmodo. Okay, the second example, we have a group of high school students, a group of 450 high school seniors were surveyed to see if they have a job. The results of the survey are displayed in the relative frequency table below. So how many more females than males had a job? All right, so I have a table here that has the relative frequency or the percentage. Okay, so I need to change that so that I can see what the actual frequency is. And if you recall, before we started, we wrote down this formula. The frequency equals the percentage times the total. All right, so I'm going to make a frequency table now using these percentages, but I'm going to fill it in with the frequencies instead. All right, so males, females, and then along the top I have job and no job. Okay, so to find out how many males had a job, I have to take 0.26 and multiply it by the total number of students. So the total number of students was 450, so I'm going to take 0.26 times 450, and that's going to give me 117. All right, now I'm going to do the females that had a job. That's going to be 0.38 times 450, which will give me 171. Okay, so now I know the total number of females that had a job, and I know the total number of males that had a job. My question is asking how many more females than males had a job. So now I need to subtract these two values. 171 minus 117. Okay, that's going to give me 54. Okay, so there were 54 more females with jobs than males. All right, so now just to fill out the rest of the chart, I'm going to do the frequency of the males and females that did not have a job. So I would take 0.16 times 450. Okay, that's going to give me 72. Okay, and then the last one, 0.20 times 450 is going to give me 90. Okay, so there are 90 females without a job and 72 males without a job. And the cool thing about frequency tables is that when you add up all of their percentages, okay, all of the percentages should equal to 1. Okay, you should end up with 1 or 100%. Okay, so just go ahead and check that. Let's do that now. So all of the percentages should add up to 1. %100. Okay, so if I take 0.26 plus 0.38 plus 0.16 plus 0.20, it should equal to 1, and it does. Okay. Also, when we do the frequencies, all of our frequencies should add up to the total number of students that we started with. Okay, so let's check that. So we have, there were 450 seniors surveyed. Okay, so we should get 450 when we add all these numbers up. 171 plus 117 plus 72 plus 90 okay, is 450. All right, so if you have any other questions about frequency tables, just post them in the post them underneath the video, and I'll reply. All right, bye-bye.